Hello, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, then welcome back. I decided to place a fairly large order on e.l.f., pretty much a full face worth of makeup. So I figured I did a full face only using e.l.f. quite a few years ago. Honestly, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and so I wanted to just kind of do it again, see if anything's changed, what I like, what I don't like. I'm trying out some products that I've just never tried before. I have those like primer infused blushes and bronzers, which I know are super popular, but I just have never used them. So without further ado, let's jump on in. So I did not buy a primer this round because I already had the e.l.f. primer glow oil, but then I realized that this is an oil and my foundation is water-based, so I'm not too sure how that's going to work. Hopefully it won't be too big of an issue and there won't be too much separation and whatnot. But yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and jump on in. So I'm going to start off with the e.l.f. Retro Paradise Primer Glow Oil and just go ahead and apply that over my face. And then while I let that kind of soak in, because I want to allow it to be as much absorbed by my skin as possible before I put the water-based foundation on it, just because again I am kind of freaked out about it separating and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and move on to brows, and this is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and mine is in the shade Taupe. This product is a repurchase for me. I do like it a lot. The tip is fairly big, so if you don't already have kind of thick eyebrows that like don't involve like a lot of touch-ups and fill-ins and tiny hairs, you'll probably like this, but if your brows do kind of require that, then this might not be the product for you. Alrighty, so now that I've given the primer oil a chance to kind of absorb into my skin, I'm going to go ahead and take the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation in the shade Pearl, because they did come out with some newer shades, so I'm excited about that. I'm just going to take a little bit, put it on the back of my hand. I'm just going to start off with one pump. It is labeled as a medium coverage foundation. I think I did a pretty good job color matching that, if I do say so myself. So, like I said, it is a medium coverage foundation, but I did use it with a beauty blender, so it did shoot out a little bit. But yeah, I like the way it's looking. So next we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this one is in the shade Fair Rose. And I'm just going to put a little bit, scrape off the excess, there we go. Just a little bit under my eyes. That's pretty much it. I don't really conceal anywhere else, so. So there we go. And then I'm taking the matte setting powder. I have never used this before. This is one of my things that I picked up, and I picked it up in the shade Light. Also, we do have workers in the house if you can hear drilling and banging and whatnot. So I did not pick up an eyeshadow primer. I'm just go ahead and use a little bit of the concealer and pat that on my eyes. Also at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take the e.l.f. Wow Brow, obviously it's e.l.f., hello, in the shade Taupe and just set my brows. And so moving on back to my eyes, the palette that caught my eye the most was the Mad for Matte Summer Breeze palette. So we're going to go ahead and take this one, and just starting off with a dome brush, I'm going to go ahead and take the lightest shade right here and set my eyelids. With a Morphe 510 brush, I'm going to go ahead and take, I guess let's take this third shade right here and just kind of brush that all over my crease and lid as kind of a transition shade. And with the Morphe 441, I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here, which is Fourth from the End, and just kind of define my crease a little bit more. And with a Morphe 443, I'm going to go ahead and take this darkest brown right here and just kind of pack this a little bit into my outer V. And with an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, we're going to go ahead and take just a little bit of this purpley color. I do want to use it, it looks really pretty. And pack her a little bit into the outer corner. And this is all we're going to do for now. I will finish up the eye look in a little bit, but actually I'm going to go ahead and take the 441 brush and let's take this fourth color and just kind of brush that one up into the crease as well, very lightly. Can't decide how I feel about these eyeshadows. I guess at this point it kind of is what it is. I don't know how I feel about that. Some of them I feel like they blended out really well. The purpley tone, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that one yet, but anyway. So next, I'm going to go ahead and take the e.l.f., I guess just like their liquid eyeliner in the shade Coffee, which is a dark, dark brown. It almost looks black, but it's brown. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes, but I am smart enough to know that I cannot do that on camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we're going to get. I don't even know if you guys can see it, maybe a little bit. Do not recommend this at all. I was determined to get some sort of a wing going on, but I don't know if you can tell, like in the middle of this eye, there's like literally nothing because I just bought this and have only used it this one time and it's like literally dried out. Like it's... So I'm going to take the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sunkiss, which is the lightest shade. They have 3 shades. And this one is the lightest. Online, I literally could not tell whether this one was lighter or Perpetual Tan. This one is, I went back to I ran by Target and I was like, no, just like look and see and hopefully I picked out the right one. Perpetually Tan is much darker, so I'm really glad I went for this one. We're going to go ahead and take just a bronzer brush. I'm going with the e.l.f. complexion brush to see if I can blend it out a little bit. And for blush, I'm taking my Sonia Kashuk blush brush and the Primer Infused blush in the shade Always Rosy. And we're just going to go ahead and put it on my cheeks. Okay, and then back in with the bronzer actually, because I did forget to do this a second ago. We're going to go ahead and take the e.l.f. fluffy eye blender brush. And I love using this for kind of like a little nose contour. So we're gonna go ahead in with Perpetually Tan, or Perpetually, no, Forever Sunkissed, not Perpetually Tan, that one was way too dark. And if I can ever get this open again, it'd be great. Oh my god. There we go. And with a very light hand, kind of contour my nose a little bit. Then, starting off with the e.l.f. highlighting brush, I'm going to go ahead and take their shimmer highlight powder in the shade Pearl Glow, which is the lightest of these. Oh my goodness. Why can I just like not open their packaging today? What's going on? So this is their super popular highlighter. It just looks like this. Again, like I said, I picked out the lightest shade because I'm really pale. And we're going to go ahead and take the highlighting brush, she looks really pigmented, and just highlight my face. Actually, so I'm taking the e.l.f. Keep Your Curl Mascara. I haven't had the best luck with e.l.f. mascaras in the past, so I'm hoping that this one will do something. I don't know though, so we'll see. It's a plastic spoolie, so if you're not a fan of plastic spoolies, don't recommend this already. And it has a curved, I don't know if you guys can tell. It's just slightly curved, kind of like the roller lash, but not quite as curved. And we're just gonna go ahead and apply this to my lashes. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at that. I've done this eye so far, I haven't done that eye. I don't really know if you can see too much of a difference. I can see one in person. It's not crazy, but it is definitely making a difference. The camera's a bit backlit, so I can't really see what I'm looking at. Like I know that you guys can see me, but I can't really see the viewfinder all that well. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about and see what I'm referring to. So on to the other eye. Okay, so I guess this is what we're dealing with the mascara. I'm not mad at it, I'm not in love with it, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. I think it was like a $3 mascara, $5, $6, somewhere around there. So, I mean, that's not bad at all. You know, this is for sure at least worth $3, $4, $5, $6. But I don't know that it would replace any of my other drugstore mascaras. I think if you're gonna go drugstore mascaras, Maybelline has a lot better ones than e.l.f. does from what I've just gathered throughout the years. So let's go ahead and start to set my face. I'm going to take the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. This one is long lasting. We're going to go ahead and shake it. And this is what the spritz looks like. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a very soft, fine. This one smells very strongly of coconut. I mean, it's a coconut setting mist, so if that's something that you're not a fan of, then maybe not this coconut one for you. But we're going to go ahead and just lightly mist my face with that. I do have another setting spray that I want to use. I inhaled it. Does not taste good. I smell very strongly of coconut. I'm not a huge fan of that. If you are, more power to you. If you're not, maybe refrain. So moving on to my lips, I have a lip primer that I've had for a couple years. I don't think I'm going to need to use it today. And then I bought these two, the Sheer Slicks. I think they're one of their newer products. I have Golden Pear, which looks like, I have Golden Pear, which looks like this. And then I have Black Cherry, which looks like this. And they're very buildable. You know, at first they're not crazy pigmented, but they are buildable. In fact, here would be just like one little swipe of it. It's like, they're like, I mean, they're called sheer slicks. Like, you know, they're not pigmented. But then e.l.f. does like to do gifts with purchases. So I was able to pick up 2 of their, I think it's like a gel, what is it? Gel lip tint. And so I picked up the color Dewy Berry, which is a very pretty berry lip tint. And then I have the color Red Orange Wash, which is, if you can't figure it out, it's more red orange than the other one. So there's that last one. So I think that with this look I've got going on, I'm going to do the Black Cherry color right here. Maybe I want to do these 2. I think are both too vibrant for what I'm doing. I'm in between these 2. I can't really decide. Maybe I'll like layer them a little bit, have a little, you know, I'll try that. We'll see what happens. So we're going to start off with the Black Cherry color. Like so, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of this one in the center. Alright, so there is that. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and take, they have an all-nighter microfine setting mist with up to 16-hour wear. Sounds kind of funny when you shake it. Reminds me of like a spray paint. Okay, and then this one has the same mist as the other one. Ooh, this one smells really nice. Okay. Do that, and then I will just take a little clean part of this and pat it all out. So yeah, this is the final look. Full face, only using e.l.f. I'm not mad at it. I'm not a huge fan of the mascara. Definitely do not recommend the eyeliner. The eyeliner is literally like already wearing off on this side too, so we're gonna have to figure out what to do with that. But yeah, everything else that I tried, I enjoyed. Eyeshadow palette, haven't really decided on that one actually, so I take that back. I'm not a huge foundation wearer, but I do like this foundation. I think this was actually like the first foundation I ever bought, except it was in porcelain because I think that was the lightest shade they had at the time. I don't know. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, also, I know there wasn't a video up last week if you did notice that. If you didn't notice that, don't worry about it. I had filmed and I didn't like the way that it turned out. It was like a little haul. It wasn't for e.l.f., it was for ColourPop and Glossier. But yeah, I just wasn't a huge fan of how it turned out, so I ended up just kind of scrapping it. So sorry about that if you were looking forward to a video. I don't know. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below if you feel like it, if you want to see more of me. Not too sure why you would, but to each their own, I suppose. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.